The hunters who built an unconquerable fort. They were hunters, not kings, not architects, not men born into power. Hunters, and they built a fort so formidable that for nearly 200 years, army after army tried to take it and failed. This is their story. This is episode 1 of the Chitradurga Fort Series. The Nayakas of Chitradurga were not born into royalty. They belonged to the Bedar community, a tribe of hunters and warriors from the rugged hills of central Karnataka. They inherited no throne, no great kingdom, no royal dynasty. Their first leader, Thimmana Nayaka, served under the mighty Vijayanagara Empire. He wasn't a king, he was a local chieftain, a loyal servant of a far greater empire. But in 1565, everything changed. The Battle of Talikota shattered the Vijayanagara Empire, an empire that had ruled much of South India for over 2 centuries, collapsed in a single devastating defeat. And overnight, the chieftains who had depended on it were left alone. Most accepted the new reality. Some disappeared into history. Thimmana Nayaka chose a different path. He looked at the towering granite hills of Chitradurga and made a decision. This is where we build. They began with nothing more than mud walls built between enormous boulders. No famous architect, no royal treasury, just the land and determination. Generation after generation, every Nayaka ruler added something new. Mud became granite. One wall became 2, 2 became 7, until the fort grew into 7 massive concentric walls, stretching for nearly 8 kilometers. Each wall another obstacle, each layer harder to cross than the last. And remember, this wasn't built by one of history's greatest empires. It was built by people who had started with almost nothing. Then came one of the fort's greatest engineering achievements. Not a single drop of cement held these walls together. Massive granite blocks were carved so precisely that they locked into place under their own weight. Imagine standing beneath stones weighing several tons, held together only by mathematics and gravity. Even the pathways were designed as weapons. Nothing inside the fort was straight. Every road twisted and zigzagged between giant boulders, charging war elephants. The tanks of ancient warfare could never build enough speed to smash through the gates. Every entrance was narrow. Every wooden gate carried iron spikes, making elephant attacks almost impossible. Every watchtower overlooked another approach. An invading army could rarely move without being seen. But walls alone do not win a siege. Water does. And this may have been the Nayaka's greatest advantage. When Hyder Ali later asked about Chitradurga Fort, he was told something extraordinary. The fort had enough stored water to survive without rain for 12 years. Think about that. An enemy could surround the fort for years, and the defenders could still endure. Inside the fort, the Nayakas created an interconnected chain of reservoirs. When the Gopal Swami tank overflowed, its water flowed into Akka Honda, the elder sister tank. From there, it slowly filtered through a specially designed permeable wall into Thangi Honda, the younger sister tank. Any surplus continued downward into Sihiniru Honda, the sweet water tank. Every drop of rain was captured, stored, and reused. A rainwater harvesting system built nearly 4 centuries ago, long before the modern world began talking about water conservation. But even walls and water were not enough, because the Nayakas understood something every great defender knows. If an enemy cannot break your gates, they will search for another way in. So they built 35 secret entrances, hidden passages through granite, narrow openings concealed between boulders, escape routes, supply routes, ambush routes, known only to the defenders. And for nearly 200 years, everything worked. Army after army arrived believing this fort could be taken. Army after army left without it. The fort became known as Kallina Kote, the stone fort, Elu Suttina Kote, the fort of 7 circles, a fortress that seemed impossible to conquer. Until one ordinary morning, a woman walked to fetch water and heard a sound that would change the fate of Chitradurga forever. That is episode 2. Before today, most of the world had never heard this story. But stories like this are part of India's incredible heritage. They deserve to be remembered, not just in India, but across the world. If this story amazed you, share it with just one person, because history survives only when it's remembered. Follow Journey Jodi. This is only the beginning. And tell me in the comments, what amazes you more? That hunters built this incredible fortress, or that the world almost forgot who they were?